Yeah, that I was gonna say, usually police details require 3 hour, 3 or 4, is it not?
Right.
So what we'll do is, whatever that would be, 10 to 2. Well, the last customer's gone by 1, but our staff isn't gone till.
Your last customer's gone by 1?
Yeah, with 12:30
It says
last
here,
call, everybody
off
out by 1.
By 1:15.
1:15, yeah.
License.
Okay.
So, maybe like 10:30 to 1:30. We'll have to pay for 4, but we'll have a.
You want a detail forever or just for a period of time?
Yeah,
For the term of this license, I mean, for the year,
for the remainder of the year.
remainder of the year.
Licenses, no, I don't think you
No.
can. In fact, I wouldn't put it in the license motion and make a separate motion. What would you recommend, Greg?
I think you stated it correctly, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Just have it be an agreement by this board and not included in the license.
Yeah, I agree on the outdoor seating.
Right.
Needs to end by 6 PM, but, you know, given the direction to have them have and we don't do that across the board with any of the other restaurants in town. I just think it's,
No, but,
But this is different, each restaurant is unique.
and there's a willingness from the proprietor to provide it, so.
it's fine. But I don't think we should dictate that he needs to do it between here and the rest of the year. I mean, who's gonna fund it? Who's gonna pay for it?
Yeah,
You believe-
I think it's, I guess,
The
I look at
establishment's
it,
paying for it.
that's understood. I look at the issue of.
That's my point.
They've got to satisfy the neighbors, right? They want to be good neighbors, they got to satisfy the neighbors, right? So they're going to take they need to take appropriate steps to deal with the issues that have been raised this evening. And they've come up with a suggestion, a compromise that solves 2 issues. One is reduces the time, outdoor seating, probably a good thing anyway, because the mosquitoes eat all the all the patrons. And 2, as a result of constructing some sort of a wall or a fence, provide a sound buffer and a smoking area for people that are there in the evening.
No, it's quite honest, I don't think the outside seating's gonna be an issue regardless of how late they serve out there. Their issue is the closing time, the noise coming from the establishment at.
Noise goes
one-
on all night, and when they come out from the bar and smoke. Laughing, joking, whatever goes on,
Okay,
the problem.
okay. All right, so remove details. I was
Mr.
trying to
Chair.
help them in terms of giving them some other added protection. If you don't wanna
Well,
include the
if,
details, don't.
if they need, typically the police chief determines,
How long?
whether or not they need a detail based on the crowd
fine.
and what's going on, so.
Mr.
Can-
Chair, Mike, on the motion, do you have a noise barrier in there or a fence in the motion?
It's an
Is it-
the enclosed patio area.
I have,
'Cause-
all I added was outdoor seating ends by 6 PM. Outdoor seating services end by 6 PM.
No,
That's all I wrote.
we should include, because the fence is not in the plans, correct? I didn't see it. It's an open area. That's something you were doing on, that's a concession that you're
we're gonna-
making.
Well,
So
they
that's
would
one
have
of
to
the
put something
concessions.
up no matter what.
I'm sorry?
They would have to put something.
We were
up no
initially
matter
gonna put one of those steel gated fence that you could see through, just for aesthetics. It would be less obtrusive, but
I
a
think a wooden-
6-foot fence will go a long
wooden
way in
fence, yeah.
confining
Becomes a sound
some of the
barrier.
noise.
I don't wanna muddy the waters, but is that something you have to go back before CPC to get approval?
I would imagine
we-
that,
you know.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we
I've
can order
never
that.
seen
I
a
don't know.
restaurant that had outdoor seating that didn't have some kind of containment around it.
Right.
Never.
I don't think CPC.
But I don't know if it's
ever-
our purview to.
They can determine what kind of fence, the CPC,
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
So I think that should be in the motion.
I think he's a man of his word, Sean.
I think so too, but.
You know, we meet back here in 7 months, and if we find out it's not done, then we'll address it, but I really don't wanna put something in the motion. I just don't think we should need to do it.
I believe he's a man of his word too. And I know he runs other establishments that if he has issues, he addresses them. but I'm also looking at about 20 people out here who have some concerns, so I'm trying to balance it, that's all. But
I think they would feel more comfortable if we did that.
With the fencing in here?
Yeah? It, oh,
Okay.
I think you have to. I mean, the CPC's already made a lot of mistakes on this building. The design, the lighting, the trees. I mean, it's becoming a joke now. Secondly, I support Sean Delaney's proposal for short-term police detail because what it does.
I'm with you on the short-term, I like that,
'cause
but
it-
I don't like one for the
they
rest of
should
the year.
find out, you know what I mean? To be quiet on their way out.
I agree.
I think the liquor license is one issue.
Yeah.
And if you want to make a motion for some other.
We will, yeah. We're gonna do that. So just want to get through this motion. Right now, I have the wording in here, the outdoor service, seating services end at 6 PM. I don't have anything regarding fence or details. So, is that motion acceptable, or do you guys want something else?
I think the fence should be in there.
We're gonna put the fence anyway, see?
Okay, so we're gonna put a fence in there.
Just put in the outdoor area, shall have.
Outdoor seating ends with a note.
Ruchi has his hand up.
Mr. Carucci,
Just a question, is there two fees involved in this? They getting two different licenses every year? They're paying for two different licenses?
no. The license,
Well, no,
Asking.
there's one for the amusement.
this is an yes.
There's one for the amusement, and there's one for the
Free alcohol.
The alcohol license is being amended, Chuck.
Okay, so then I'm being charged twice for the alcohol license?
Are you making that recommendation?
No. I'm a businessman.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Trying to find out, you
No.
say this license
No,
is up
we're not.
next year.
It's up every year.
I know
Mr.
it's up
Prisco.
every year, but you're not making that separate from the main license.
Okay,
Am I correct?
correct.
He's finishing the paragraph, so we can make the motion and move on to something else.
Yes, we have a hearing.
Okay. I have now included the fence as well. Okay?
Mr. Prisco,
No, that's it. Second. It's been second.
read the motion, please.
You got it. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve an alteration of premises for the common vicular all alcohol license for Great American Tavern, 303 Main Street, to include in the license description of an outdoor patio to include a fenced-off area around the approximate 700 square feet, subject to all regulatory department requirements, and to notify, I'm sorry, I missed the part, and open seating services end by 6 PM. And to notify the ABCC that the board has determined that granting this alteration shall not be detrimental to the educational and/or spiritual activities of the Martins Pond Union Baptist Church.
Motion by Mr. Prisco. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Delaney. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. Please note in the minutes at the beginning that Mr. O'Leary is absent this evening.
I really
Thank you, Jim.
very appreciate the residents coming down. It's important, it helps us make these decisions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob, you have to sign this last.
No, we're done, we gotta do another motion. We have,
Thank
oh,
you
it's,
for your
you're doing another, oh yeah, motion, right?
What's that?
Are you gonna do another motion?
Nope.
Nope.
No, we're all done.
Oh, if Mr. Delaney wants to make a motion on the, we can do that.
Oh, on the, police, yeah.
I would move to require proprietors of Great American Tavern for crowd and noise control purposes to have a police detail on Friday and Saturday evenings between the hours of 10:30 PM and 1:30 AM. Let's do it on a temporary basis through September 30th, 2011.
I second the motion.
With,
Oh.
oh,
I thought you were done.
I think we need to give the police chief some latitude in terms of determining whether or not it is necessary, so with the
As determined
police
by the
chiefs,
chief.
as determined by the police, chief of police.
That'd help.
Will we be able to discuss the issues with the chief? And the only reason I'm a little concerned,
Okay, yeah.
I'm willing to do it if it's required, is that that can also hurt business, and our rent isn't cheap. So, depending on how much of a presence they're gonna be in and about the restaurant is a little bit concerning to me. To have a cruiser out in the parking lot is okay. That should go a long way into keeping people in line when they're leaving. But when you have uniformed police officers walking around, it just gives an impression of a little bit too much of an issue that's really not as much of an issue.
Greg, you want to make?
There'll be no cruiser. It's an outside detail. Yeah. The person uses their own transportation to and from the location.
There'd be no-
We're not scheduling a non-duty police officer. It's an outside detail.
Yeah, so we uniform police officer, whether he be standing outside or he'll probably, if it's raining, he'll be inside. If it's outside, maybe, I assume, based on whatever the chief direction he's given by the chief. But it won't be a police
why I leave it up to-
vehicle.
Not gonna be
Maybe use his own vehicle, but
Right.
Leave it up to the discretion of the police chief to work out those details with you.
Okay.
I have to ask our secretary if she's got the motion. Okay, on the motion. Seconded by Mr. Prisco. Further discussion? Hopefully not. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Unanimous?
No, I opposed.
You said aye.
Yeah, after he asked this, the second, anybody opposed, I said aye. That's me.
All right. So there's one opposed. Motion carries 3-1. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Meeting with the town clerk. Are we gonna do some gerrymandering?
Not on my watch. Well, as you have all received my memo, this is the decennial time that we do the re-precincting based on the federal census. The figures were released in March, and they do have specific criteria that we have to follow.
Gentlemen, could you
Excuse me.
talk out in the corridor, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, ladies and
Good night
gentlemen.
now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night, sir.
Okay, we'll start again. Based on the federal decennial census, it's time to adjust the precincts due to the differences in the population within each precinct. This is done every 10 years if needed, and obviously we do need to do that this year. Our federal census figures came in still under 16,000, which is good for us because it keeps us at 4 precincts. The regulations require that no one single precinct be greater than 4,000 residents, so we're fortunate in that way. Our population, or the precincts must be compact and contiguous to one another. They must have no more than a plus or minus 5% variance from the median population that is determined by the average of the total town population. And the boundaries of each precinct have to coincide with the federal block boundaries that are already existing. So we do have some shifting to do this year, much more than we did 10 years ago. The map that I included for your packet does illustrate what the GIS coordinator at the Secretary of State's office and I were discussing. And there's one posted on the foam board by the windows for the public to view. As you have seen, that the bold black line outlines the current